Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to D&D News. How's it going? I'm Greg Tito, and I'm happy to be back here with you all, giving you an hour of Dungeons & Dragons Fun Times news. Before we start Dice Camera Action episode 131 in about an hour, how is everybody doing this fine day? I am here sipping my coffee as always and getting very excited about the things that are occurring as it all is pertaining to the sea. We've been talking about this for what feels like months, but it might have only been a month and a half, really, about an amazing product that's coming from Dungeons & Dragons. That's right, it is called Ghosts of Saltmarsh. It is a good kind of adventure, taking place on the high seas or in islands and all of the fun stuff. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. I can't believe it. We announced it yesterday, and some of us announced it earlier than others. Amazon, but we were really excited about everyone's excitement. Excited about excitement. That's a new one for the D&D team. But there's just so much in that adventure that tickles my creative storytelling funny bone, including being able to say "r" or other type of piratey type things. You'll be able to use all of the fun miniatures, which I'm going to get to. You might see some of them behind there that I will be showing off in more glory in a little bit. This is not, well, I mean, it is out there now. You can get it. This is one of the tentacles of the Kraken that was released in the summer of last year as a premium set. You might have seen it, but I just brought it here for fun happiness. How are you guys doing? I was out last week. I was in New York City for New York Toy Fair, which was amazing. And then got to gallivant around I guess are really only two boroughs of New York City, in Manhattan and Brooklyn, speaking to and playing Dungeons & Dragons with a great group of folks. So I'll get to that in a second too. But what did you guys do? Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Apparently everything is artificer only in the chat, and I appreciate that. You are an extremely interested fan base about the artificer, and I agree wholeheartedly about that. It is not coming today. I do think it is promised for later this week. I do have it on good knowledge that the designer for this playtest is working diligently on it right now. It will not be coming today, but I think you can look for it on a Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday of this week. But that is when it is coming. Again, Unearthed Arcana is our somewhat monthly series of playtest materials, and it can run the gamut from a full class like the Artificer to other stuff. You might have seen one from the end of last year that foretold the adventure that we'll be talking more about right now, called Ghosts of Saltmarsh. So let me take a sip of this and say hi to you guys in there. Feel the flump. I'm sorry that you're probably already gone, but you wouldn't get a chance to it. Thank you, Raven Mocker, for subscribing. You are a good person. I'm glad that you mock ravens. I do the same. But no, unfortunately, Electric Ocelots, no Artificer tonight. Unless the designer who's going crazy for it is doing it as we speak. But it is the thing. It will be dropping this week, as I said, on Unearthed Arcana. But let me talk to you about this amazing adventure, because I want to show off the covers. We saw these on a bunch of press. I'll get to the press about it in a second, but I want to make sure you saw it in all of its glory right now. This is the standard cover of Ghosts of Saltmarsh. Ba-ba-bum! You can see there's a ship, there's a boat, a smaller boat in front of the ship. There are Kraken tentacles all over it. But there are also, you might see in the lower left corner, Sahuagin. That's a Sahuagin down there, which is pretty crazy. And that might come in handy for you to discover the alternate cover, the special alternate cover alternate cover that you will be able to pick up in game stores only. So this is only for those stores that sell through the hobby channel, as we call it in the biz, in game stores, and it is this cover right here. Yes, look at that. That's a Sahuagin in all of its glory. Yeah, Sahuagin is a thing, right? Oh, that's Matthew Baum. Hey, how's it going, dude? Yeah, I didn't know that was how it was pronounced either. Here are both the covers in all of their glory. I'll show that a little bit later, but I didn't know that was how it was pronounced until I clicked on D&D Beyond, the monster entry, and I heard, I believe it was Matthew Mercer's voice saying Sahuagin, and that changed my whole worldview. It was one of those words that I had pronounced only in my head, never really out loud. Wouldn't have done it that way. I think Sahuagin is kind of how I sounded it out in my brain, but Sahuagin is how the official pronunciation is. You can, of course, say it however you like, but that is what it is. Yeah, so let's look at both of these covers back. Again, this is available on May 21st everywhere. There's no longer 2 dates where you will be able to buy the adventure in game stores early or anything like that. You will get everyone will be able to purchase it on May 21st. That means in big box stores, in bookstores, in game stores, or digitally through D&D Beyond or Fantasy Grounds or Roll20. You'll be able to get it all on May 21st. We simplified that mostly because I asked. No, that's not true. It's always confusing trying to communicate out 2 release dates for a product. Some of our friends in the video games era recently have dealt with, what felt like 5 different release dates for the same game. It's tough. It's tough to get out there. So now everyone knows May 21st. It's not going to be very hard for me to remember. I'm just going to keep repeating it over and over again. May 21st, you'll be able to play this adventure. Now, what is in this adventure, you might ask? I haven't even gotten to that. Well, let's discuss, shall we? So, it is an adventure on the high seas for characters levels 1 through 12. It is inspired by and takes some of the content from the iconic U series of adventures. If you're a Dragon Talk listener, we spoke with Chris Perkins on the most recent Lore You Should Know about the UK TSR office, or the TSR UK office, from the early 80s that developed these U series of adventures, and the most well-known of which is called the Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh. There are a bunch of the adventures in there that have been all updated for 5th edition. So some of them include that U series. I think there's 3 of them, U2, U3, and U1. U2 is not the band U2, just so you know. Bono and the Edge, I don't think, make an appearance in the U2 adventure, but in my headcanon, they are sea shanty singing Irish bards, or bards with Irish-like accents. Oh, never mind. I wish I could sing. I would do it. I would do a sing. I wish I had Kelly, the opera geek, here with me to sing all of the high notes for Bono's parts in With or Without You, and I could potentially just pretend that I was Bono and sing them like a puppet. Where the sea has no name. But yes, so those are some of the adventures in there. There's Danger at Dunwater, The Final Enemy, Salvage Operation, Isle of the Abbey, Tamarot's Fate, and the Styes. Those are some of the adventures that have been adapted through this book. You can play them all individually. They're easy to port into any kind of seafaring area in your game, or you can play them together as a campaign, taking characters from level 1 all the way to level 12, which I think is really cool. There is an appendix in here called Of Ships in the Sea that allows you to, information about piloting vehicles, what's that all about, including ships, of course, as well as details on what the town of Saltmarsh and its denizens are like. That was something that was absent, I believe, from the U series of adventures. You kind of, as a dungeon master, had to make that up and or port in another town. But we detail Saltmarsh in detailed Saltmarsh in detail in this book, so you'll have like at least a starting area for all that fun stuff. Sound good? We'll be doing a lot more information about Ghosts of Saltmarsh over the next few months. In fact, this Thursday there is an interview with Matthew Lillard and Bill Rahor from Beadle and Grimm's Pandemonium Warehouse, and they talk about what they might be offering for Ghosts of Saltmarsh. It's pretty exciting. You'll find out about that on Thursday from Dragon Talk, and then you can check out Beadle and Grimm's Pandemonium Warehouse about more information there. And then we'll be talking to Kate Welch live Friday on Dragon Talk. So 1 p.m. talking to Kate Welch about what it was like putting together the adventures for this book. Pretty excited, but yeah, you'll get more information. I'm going to show you those covers one more time so that you guys can bask in all of their glory. And I can tell you a little bit about the artists. So the standard cover art was created by Gregors Rutkowski. Shout out to a fellow Gregors. He did the one on the stage right there. And then the alternate cover is created by N.C. Winters. The Ghost of Saltmarsh titling and everything there that has a soft finish, similar to Volo's Guide to Monsters or the other special edition books that we've had out there, like all the fun stuff. So check that out. Again, May 21st, you'll be able to pick up probably even both of these adventures and start playing on the high seas right about then. So that's pretty exciting. Any, I don't know if I can take tons of questions, but any questions about Ghosts of Saltmarsh so far? Have you guys been able to digest all the news about it and have anything? I don't know if I'll be able to even answer all of them, but throw them out my way if you want to. Of course, you can look for more information on Ghosts of Saltmarsh on the new Dragon Plus issue, which should be dropping right about now-ish. So what is Dragon Plus, you might ask? Well, it is an app that you can get on your phone. Android and iOS are supported. You can also get all of that content on dragonmag.com on the web. And it is a bi-monthly, online magazine of D&D content. We have a lot of stuff about Ghosts of Saltmarsh happening in that. Oh gosh, I wish I had an image for that. Next time I will have an image for the cover of Dragon Plus, so you can download it, get it on your phone. It's completely free. It's tons of information about what it was like to create this product. And again, we'll be doing more interviews and details about all that here on the D&D Twitch channel this spring. So I hope you look forward to that. And yes, wise Ogre Borf, Ghosts of Saltmarsh leads into the 13 to 20 level Spelljammer campaign, which you can create using all the Spelljammer stuff that is out there right now. But that seems like a pretty good leaping off point to have your ship, the Falling Star, transform into a ship capable of travel between the planets. Ravina666, yes, ahoy there, matey. The town of Saltmarsh is in a undisclosed, undetailed setting. Yes, in the original adventures, they were set in the world of Greyhawk, but we tried to make these books as setting as agnostic as possible. There's definitely some place names and things you might recognize if you're a fan of Greyhawk, but in general, you can place this anywhere. So consider it in my mind even like a homebrew or a completely setting agnostic product. But canonically, the town of Saltmarsh was in the world of Greyhawk, but you don't need to get all up in their Greyhawkness in order to enjoy these adventures. If you like just traveling on the sea, investigating pirates, figuring out what's going on with the Sea Devils, the Sahuagin, as well as a Kraken or two. Sweet. All right, so in about 15 minutes, I'll be showing a D&D Rewind, as well as a recap. For those who don't know, D&D Rewind is a recap of all the fun stuff that's happened over the D&D Twitch channel the last week or so. Some great clips, some information on some D&D live play games you might want to follow going forward. I'll also be showing off some what are they called? Adventurers League stuff, as well as amazing efforts from the Dungeon Masters Guild in the Rain Bundle. But before I get to that, I wanted to show you guys something that was the talk of the town at New York Toy Fair. Dun, dun, dun. Do you see it in all of its glory? This is Stranger Things. Wait, that's not how the Stranger Things themes go, but it should. The next season, we've got it on Good Knowledge, will be sung by me. I don't know if you guys know that. But this is the Stranger Things starter set that our friends at Hasbro Gaming announced last week. Gosh, was that last Wednesday? It is climbing up the charts everywhere. It reached #1 in pre-orders on the toys section of Amazon, which was very exciting for all parties involved. Are those of you out there Stranger Things fans? Maybe, you know, some of the reasons why you're interested in Dungeons & Dragons came from watching Stranger Things. We've heard that anecdotally from a lot of people. So we thought it would be a really great idea to create a starter set that encompassed all the basic rules of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition that you know and love, as well as an adventure that is themed for Stranger Things fans. So I'm going to open this up and show you a little bit of what's inside. This product, I want to make sure I get the date right. Ba-ba-da-bum. Here, actually, it's the future. I can do this. Yes. Oh, dang it. I believe this is coming out in the relatively near future. I think it's in the next 2 months. I don't have the exact release date, but it is going to be pretty amazing, and you will enjoy it. I want to say it was March 20th, but I could be wrong on that. So this is what's inside the box. It is very much themed like the red box of old. Comes with 2 miniatures. Let me pull those out so you can take a look. Here is Demogorgon #1. This is the show Demogorgon, of course, not the Demogorgon from Out of the Abyss. This one is painted with the red inside, so you can use that. But Hasbro, being as awesome as they are, knew that there was a lot of people out there that enjoy painting their own miniatures. So this one is, it's got no red coloration in there, so you can make it look like however you want it to. But you always need 2 extra Demogorgons, don't you? It comes with a set of, good-looking premium dice. I can't pull it out of the bag, but it's all the polyhedral dice that you need to play. And then here's the real coup de grace. Well, maybe not. This is not necessarily coup de grace. These are the basic rules for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition that you know and love. The starter set from 2014 is basically recreated here and updated with any errata or changes. It's got some, kind of a typeface feel that makes it look like it's from Stranger Things. So it feels very much in that world. There's all the spells you can use. I'm trying to get to an image so you can actually see. Oh yeah, and then it definitely plays on the spell casting and the fun stuff there. So this is really cool. It's definitely the D&D materials that you need to play, themed for that. But then here's this is the real coup de grace, in my opinion. This is the adventure that's written by Mike Wheeler, as you can see right there. Pretty neat, right? Looking inside, it's all stylized to look like Mike's notebook. So you're basically trying to play through the adventure that Mike and his friends might have played back in the day. There's tons of fun little hooks. That's a cool drawing of a princess. This is the page that I always really like because it's got the Demogorgon there, as well as the lair of the Thessal Hydra. The title of this adventure is The Hunt for the Thessal Hydra, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and that's it. It looks like a notebook written in there, written by Mike Wheeler, which is very cool. That adventure was created by the D&D team. Excuse me, so it is very authentic to both D&D 5th edition as well as them being fans of Stranger Things itself. So that's pretty cool. You thought I was done, but I'm not. There is one more thing available in this starter set, and that is pre-made character sheets. Now, I was looking at these, and they kind of loosely map to the characters that the kids play in the show. So there's the dwarf, an elf, a human, a half-elf, wizard, paladin, cleric, ranger, outlander. So he's going to take a little bit of thinking about, you know, I think they refer to 11 as the wizard, so maybe she would be the wizard character. But, you know, they're basically just filled out character sheets. There's a whole back area. I actually really like how these are laid out. You know, it's very similar to our character sheets for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, but all pre-written in with everything that you might need for stuff like that. So I dig it. I think it's really fun. It's got, you know, gaining levels as well as more information on your bard and your background and things like that. So that is a great way, I think, to get folks that you know who are really interested in Stranger Things and are becoming interested in Dungeons & Dragons based on the show. Here is a great way to get them in a box, essentially, which I think is fantastic, and I can't wait for more people to dig in and start playing. So that's it in a nutshell. The buzz around this at Toy Fair was palpable. It was, I mean, I don't know, it wasn't that bad, but there was certainly a lot of people who were interested in talking about it. Even just the fact that Dungeons & Dragons was there at the Hasbro booth for New York Toy Fair was a surprise to some. I definitely got my fair share of folks who were like, wait, how long has Hasbro been involved in Dungeons & Dragons stuff? And it's like, well, they've owned it since 1999, and now they are very excited about the future of Dungeons & Dragons, as am I. And I think this Dungeons & Dragons starter set is really a big part of what you're going to be seeing kind of in the future. Things that are, you know, make sense for the brand, they make sense for Dungeons & Dragons, for fans out there, and will hopefully just continue to put more and more people in into the mindset of getting together with their friends and playing Dungeons & Dragons, which, you know, I said this a lot at the New York Toy Fair as part of my pitch. Do you want to hear it? It is true, though. Getting together around in a circle with your friends telling stories is like a very basic human social need, and that's not going away really anytime soon. In some ways, it's actually what makes us human, really. And I think D&D provides a really great framework for that. You're talking face to face, you're adventuring, you're imagining, it's coming all together. Having that shared, you know, storytelling experience is something that's really magical. And I think that's a lot of the big reason why, you know, D&D is riding so high right now, is that people are latching on to that idea and losing all the stigmas that may have occurred with Dungeons & Dragons in the past, and just loving the idea of being together, being with friends, and, you know, spinning some yarns. I mean, that's humanity in a nutshell. So I think that's really cool. And yeah, a lot of people responded positively to that in New York, and I hope it just means more stuff going forward. Total party chill. D&D owns you. Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true, but you know, your brain and your imagination is definitely ticking on a whole bunch of stuff. New York was really fun. Like I said, I got to meet up with a few people. I wanted to give a shout out to my friends at Dwarven Forge. I got to see Stefan Picorni, as well as Nate and Nina, amazing artists. They gave me this really adorable miniature. It's pewter, it's hand painted, I believe. It's amazing, and I dig it. And I was really excited to see what they have in store for all of y'all coming up. It's pretty amazing, but it's not as amazing as this miniature dog is. You see that doggy? Ruff, ruff, ruff. You see the tongue? I'm not even like a dog person. I just really like this mini. Can you see it? Can you see the tongue? So that's really cool stuff. Thank you so much to Stefan, Nate, and Nina. We'll be hopefully talking to Nina and the amazing folks who are doing a lot of the artwork and sculpting in for Dwarven Forge. I just kind of threw that out there, assuming you guys knew what that was. Dwarven Forge makes these amazing real miniature type stuff that you can put together. It's modular. They've done a few Kickstarters. They've been super popular. They're great for making D&D if you can afford it. But it's really fantastic, and I love the work they do it. And they gave me also some campaign coins from their setting. Really great stuff. I was able to get some booty, which made me very happy. So thank you again for that. Doggy tongue +5. That's right, Akisha. Good stuff happening there. Let me talk about. So I wanted to show some of the press as I was talking about the Stranger Things thing. So let's get to that. This is what some people were saying about the Stranger Things set. This is from Fatherly. There's a new Stranger Things twist that involves the classic role-playing game Dungeons & Dragons, and it's really, really brilliant. Can't say it any better than that, can you? It's extremely brilliant, and I might be inclined to agree. I think it might have been brilliant. The other folks that are out there, we're definitely talking about the Ghosts of Saltmarsh. So let's talk about that here. IGN, our friends there, said Ghosts of Saltmarsh will introduce new mechanics for ship-to-ship combat, details the port town of Saltmarsh and the surrounding areas, alongside new magical items, which is always, well played for folks. And then, I don't know if you guys were able to see this, but there was a really cool recap from Vulture on the Big Bang Theory episode. It aired last week, I believe, and it is pretty amazing, showing off a group of folks playing Dungeons & Dragons around a table. That group includes Will Wheaton, William Shatner, Joe Manganiello, Kevin Smith, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which is crazy to me. I showed off the pictures from our own Nathan Stewart on the taping of that episode. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is about here, I believe, is a Goliath, where Nathan is more of a halfling stature, at least compared to the Skyhook man himself. Really cool. Did anybody get to see that episode? Majesty C2K, you said it was funny, huh? The Waitley, Big Bang Theory, I believe, is winding down. They're going to have their series finale at the end of this spring. So it's getting ready to be the end, but it is sad for many folks out there. I know, I heard good things about the episode. I'm not necessarily a fan of the show myself. I probably agree with a lot of what you're thinking and or saying in chat right now. But it is definitely a highlight to see those level of folks talking about Dungeons & Dragons characters, and it would end up being funny for a lot of reasons. There was a lot of good stuff in there, so I hope you enjoyed it. In just about a couple minutes, I'm going to be showing our next D&D Rewind, but before I do, I wanted to show off something. Grabbed a hold of me tightly, flows like a harpoon daily and nightly. What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to find a thing, but I guess I don't have it there. Hold on. Did we not do that? Well, I guess I'm just missing. Wait, maybe it's this one. Bum, bum, bum! There it is. That's what I wanted to talk about because it's pretty darn exciting. The Neverwinter MMO is coming to Waterdeep, or should I say Waterdeep is coming to the Neverwinter MMO. This is an amazing game. It's got so many people playing in it, in the world of Dungeons & Dragons Forgotten Realms. Very specific to a lot of the storylines that have been coming out from 5th edition, and this is no different. They were in Curse of Strahd for like the last few bits. Then they were in the Penny Arcade had their own Acquisitions Incorporated chapter going through Neverwinter, and then now they are headed to Undermountain, which is really exciting. It's a mega expansion, one of the biggest expansions that they've ever had. 5 new adventure zones, a level cap increase, challenges that are not for the timid, and will put your characters to the test. I would really get a kick out of that. It is going to be fine. There's a lot of really cool voice actors doing work in Neverwinter Undermountain, which you can check out if you follow them on the Twitters, and it's gonna be really great. Yeah, Are you guys excited about it? I see some people saying that it's pretty fun. And I also agree that it would be really interesting if it could be updated for 5th edition, honestly. I mean, I think that's kind of going to need a complete overhaul before all that would occur. But it's pretty, yeah, I pick it up what you're putting down there. But I do really understand the, the idea about having, the encounter powers and the daily powers and things like that. I think that maps a little bit better to an MMO type of, on a cooldown type thing. Excuse me. So you'll be able to check out all this content from the Undermountain Dungeon from Cryptic Studios and Perfect World. It'll be on the preview server on March 1st. So I know there's a lot of fans out there that like to jump in and figure out what's happening before anyone else does. But the adventure itself will be out soon after that on PC, and then very soon after that on to console. So you can look for that coming forward, and we'll be touting out all those things in the near future. But I really love everything about Neverwinter, and I want to start playing a little bit more. I was reading the chat. That's why I laughed out loud, in case you were wondering. Squiggly316, can Matt Mercer do a voiceover for the Matt Mercer character? Yeah, I mean, maybe. That seems like something that should happen, right? Okay, so I want to show you guys, it's 3:30, I like to do this right around then, the D&D Rewind for this week. So D&D Rewind, for those of you who may not know, we've been doing this, doing a short video recapping some of the best moments from the last week here on the D&D Twitch channel, hopefully encompassing a lot of different shows. Maybe you can find out one you might want to pop into and enjoy later. If you're interested in nominating a clip to be put into this, just go ahead and make a clip for this on Twitch. It's pretty much the best way to get our attention about what people are talking about. So if you post that clip then on social media, you'll get more people looking at it, and that will just make it rise to the top. So then when we're looking for fun clips to showcase, that'll be on the top of it there. So let me show you the D&D Rewind for this week right about now.
And you see, suddenly Okira has tiny little dragon wings.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Wait, tiny? Like...
No, not tiny, not ridiculous. They're just, not they're not gigantic.
They're
but
size okay.
They're functional. They're size appropriate.
Proportional.
Leave it to Todd to give me like tiny little wings.
Teeny flappies.
That's all you got.
I get the feeling that you're not a fan of this Constantina character.
Okay.
What if I told you that in exchange for just letting me have a peek, just a peek at the book, I can help you with this problem, and then you'll be Mercy's favorite again.
No!
You're not here. You can't hear this. Fine.
We're not only looking for balance whenever we make design decisions, but we are also concerned about the narrative cadence that the design creates. And we want there to be peaks and valleys. We want there to be times where that particular trick you just used, you're not going to be able to use it in this next scene. You're going to have to come up with something else.
Yes.
Because we don't want you to just have one button that you push over and over again. Again, not because that's going to break the game. No, it's actually something more serious than that. Because it might make the game boring.
And then I will take a very thick case file off of my shelf that just says Strix on it and put that in my bag. And some significantly smaller, like single manila folders, and I will put those. One says Dorth, and the other one says Paulton.
So like both guards kind of look at each other, and then like a one guard says, "Tell me more."
Well, so we work for a boss who has a boss. We are about third level from making main management. It's above, the regulars. You know what I mean? So this case is going to get us the big promotion to be a main manager for the Council of Waterdeep.
And you report to the council?
I do.
Good thing we don't. Get out of here.
But you were... Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, is murder a benefit?
It's a BA. Okay, so sorry, what's the ratio? It's 2 benefits to 1 flaw?
It's 2 benefits,
okay,
one
it says
flaw.
Written right there.
Yeah.
Great.
2 and 1.
I used my eyes.
And then if you choose to, you can take a 3rd benefit, but then it'll be 3 and 2 because you got to pick another flaw.
I'm a goblin. It's all dangerous territory to me.
Oh, right. Okay, we're in the Iron Mine. Thank you. Thank you, game that I called 4th floor. So we're on the 4th floor of this Iron Mine. And we are currently trying to find... Make sure we got this, yeah. Oh, right, we're trying to flood it because we're bad to the bone.
Do you have permission from your order to perhaps negotiate the price?
I have not. The price has been named. We are not haggling for rugs in the marketplace.
But we could.
Yes, you are free to haggle, of course. But in the marketplace, and only for rugs.
We're a little bit busy right now, but perhaps on the way back. We're a little bit busy right now, but perhaps on the way back.
No, the crawl one, not the vampire accent.
Shoot. We're a little bit busy right now.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. All right, got
but
there.
Perhaps want to return.
In my version of this, you said that 3 times.
That's what happens in my version of this, too.
Also, Rudy, you're getting attacked.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, by the way.
Seems
so this
fair.
thing, trundles forward and is... You know, like the word trundles?
I do. It gives me like baby connotations, but okay.
Please describe how a plant trundles.
It waddles towards you.
All right, that was all very cool. I enjoyed that thoroughly. All those great clips make me just want to watch a lot more Dungeons and Dragons stuff on there. Wow. Why was everyone saying Mark Muir? Was he in there? I didn't get to see. Was he? I didn't. Oh, I love that guy. Fantastic voice actor. For those of you who are asking in the chat, the game that Kate Welch is playing is Baldur's Gate, the first and the only Baldur's Gate. It's available from Beamdog right now with an enhanced edition that makes it a little bit more palatable for modern sensibilities. The UI is a little bit more updated, and the graphics, while not necessarily improved up to the photorealistic style that you may see in a lot of other games now, but at least it makes it readable and enjoyable, and the writing is still spot on. So check out Baldur's Gate if you haven't already, or watch the amazing Kate Welch play through that on Welch's Game Juice, which is on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Pacific time, as you just saw. So on to Adventurers League news. The Adventurers League is D&D's official play campaign, which means you can create an AL character and take them to your friendly local game store, a convention, a charity event, or just anywhere, and you can play Adventurers League together. So that's really what it's all about. There are amazing admins who create lots of fantastic content, or at least facilitate the creating of content as well as creating them themselves. And the adventure that I want to talk about right now is the first author-only adventure from Travis Woodell, one of the content managers for the Adventurers League admins. An author-only adventure, and I'm reading this because I don't want to get it wrong, are special adventures run only by the administrators of the Adventurers League. They're like a meld between the Adventurers League and a home-style game, and that often admins run off a page of notes and meld the game around the party's action. And then when the AO, or author-only, retires, sometimes the admins take their adventures, play test at all of these cons, and publish them on the Dungeon Masters Guild for people to enjoy. And that's exactly what Travis did with this adventure. It is DDAL00-08, layers upon layers. During the liberation of Zith Morcaine, the factions found an unlikely friend and an agent of evil. Now that alliance has been put to the test, and the factions are in search of souls brave or foolish enough to venture to the mysterious depths of the Feywild in order to uphold their end of the alliance. Grab your planar forks! There's an adventuring to be done. A 4-hour adventure for 1st through 10th level characters. You can check that out at the link that's in there, right there. Thank you, TK, for dropping that in. Good stuff. Always fun to see Travis at many events, and he's written a really cool sounding adventure, so check it out if you can. I wanted to give a shout out to some folks playing Adventurers League. So this is a thing we've been doing the last few weeks where we get pictures from an Adventurers League event and show them off for all of you to see. So I'm going to start cycling through them here now while I talk. This one is from... these are many pictures. I got 6 of them, I think, here. From a Be a Hero epic event in Fort Worth, Texas in January. The charity event benefited Safe Haven of Tarrant County, Texas, domestic abuse shelter. These are all really awesome looking. It looks like this game store and/or comic store has got a lot of shelves and shelf space, which I thoroughly enjoy. That's like a table of which you can play D&D. I like that, or a table monitor rather is what I'm trying to say. I dig any kind of meld of technology in that. This looks like some ship-to-ship fun stuff going on in that epic there, as well as some folks enjoying, what are those, a lot of miniatures down there too. I'm liking all of them. So thank you for sending in photos from the Be a Hero event in Fort Worth, Texas. Shout out to you guys there. If you guys would want to organize an Adventurers League charity event or get extra support for that type of thing, like access to some older adventures or special charity certificates, go to dndadventurersleague.org/conventions. And that's how you can find out more about filling out a request form for all that fun stuff. If you want to submit your photos to potentially show off here on the next D&D news or a forthcoming D&D news, you can send those to community@dndadventurersleague.org. D&D in that case is, of course, DND, not the ampersand D, because that would screw up all of the stuff. Okay, so that's awesome. Oh, and then I want to make sure I show off this. So Dungeon Masters Guild and the Adventurers League go hand in hand in some ways. You can find out all of the Adventurers League stuff that is available on the Dungeon Masters Guild. But there's lots of other fantastic community published adventures, materials, and content out there. And then very recently, and here's a full spiel. Dungeon Masters Guild lets you publish your D&D 5e creations for fun and profit. Excuse me, it's the only platform where you can publish adventures and supplements with the Forgotten Realms, Ravenloft, Ravnica, and other Wizards intellectual properties. And I just want to highlight that the Dungeon Masters Guild has put together an amazing bundle supporting RAIN. RAIN is a organization, the country's largest anti-sexual violence organization, and there are many charity bundles available, 5 in fact, each centered around a different theme, like Starter Kit, Explorers Pack, a Benevolent DM Kit with rules, items, NPCs, and more. The prices for these bundles range from $10 to $25, and all of the proceeds, including all of the author royalties, WotC earnings, and One Bookshelf earnings. So, basically everything is going to benefit RAIN, which is a pay-you-want, which is just amazing. There's a pay-you-want option, and then I just want to give a huge shout-out to everybody in the community who has both donated their materials for use in these bundles, as well as those who've purchased them. As of this Sunday, these RAIN bundles have raised more than $75,000. We're talking in about a week. This much money and resources have been raised for those suffering from any kind of sexual violence or anything like that. And I think that's fantastic. So you can still purchase them. It is available through February 28th. That's 2 days. So Thursday is when it'll go away. I'm not exactly sure if it's like midnight on Thursday. So if you are interested in supporting this amazing cause, go to the Dungeon Masters Guild now, and there's a link right there where you can jump into it, and I think it's amazing. There's so much content on there at very little prices comparatively to what they might cost on the Dungeon Masters Guild on their own, so you get a great deal, and you support a great cause, and I support it 4,000,000% myself, so check it out if you have not yet already. Awesome. Thank you for that, and thank you to Lisa Chen and the entire team at the Dungeon Masters Guild for putting this together. It was a community-led event. Everyone just wanted to rally together, and I just want to say thank you because it was amazing, and I can't believe that $75,000 has already been raised, and you know, hopefully that's not the end. We'll be doing a lot more in the future. So thank you for that. All right. Gosh, I was waiting until the end, but here we are. We're almost done. I got to make sure I show you off some of these amazing miniatures that are available. So pardon me while I do a little bit of a set change here, but I really wanted to make sure you guys got to see this in all of its glory. Oh yeah. What do you guys think of that? Check it out. This is the Falling Star ship from WizKids. I'm going to try to show off as much as I can. I can't really get all of it into the frame, but it is just amazing. You see how big this is? This is a miniature. It's not cheap. I will definitely say that's not cheap. MSRP is $250. This is from WizKids. It's amazing. As someone who just loves miniatures and all the fiddly bits, it's magnetic masts, so these masts are removable. It's a grid on the deck there. It also comes with these kind of interior deck pieces. So I'm going to show you something in a little bit, but if you want to just kind of say like, oh, what's happening inside? You know, this is the bottom floor. This might be the mid-level deck there. It's all gridded out so you can use your miniatures there. I wanted to get out a miniature so you can actually see how it could look on these things here. This is the miniature that Stefan had given me for Dwarven Forge, but he's definitely the captain of the ship here. A lot of this stuff is movable and modular, including the ship's wheel if you want to make it look a little bit different there. I'm holding this up. This was better before when we practiced this, so I apologize if it's not coming out as great as it was. Maybe I need to sit down so you can see my face. It's much easier than talking into my stomach, huh? But just look at the detail work on this, and I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your minds. So this is awesome. It's got a working door here. Can you see how that moves there? That goes kind of to the captain's quarters potentially. But then this comes up. Oh, and you can knock it all over so it falls down. But I really wanted you guys to see inside here because it's all worked plastic, and that could be like a storage area, captain's quarters. I'm gonna show you some of the detail. Back there, can you see it? Oh gosh, it just looks kind of amazing. These treasure chests come with the Kraken, so don't get too excited about that. But then all these are moving, openable doors. This is where the cannons would fire. There is this deck comes up as well. Dun dun dun! You can kind of see all in there. But this is something that I didn't really notice until I started fiddling around with it. This is a gold dragon as the masthead. How crazy is that? I love it. And then this is the anchor. It's a gold dragon claw. What? What? It looks so good. And I just love that the little detail of having these masts be magnetic so they stay up straight, but then you can remove them if you need to. It's just really a lot of thought and care was put into how people would use this in play. Again, this is from WizKids. It's not cheap. It's $250, but it is available now in game stores. So go check it out if you haven't been able to yet. And then I just had to have the Kraken here for scale, so you can kind of see me recreating the cover for Saltmarsh here. Hold on. Make sure you guys have the proper kind of all right. There it is. There's the kind of cover. There's what's happening. And then you could be like, and then the Kraken rises up, and all you see are the fiddly bits of the tentacles grabbing you. Here's the Castellanter's woman from Waterdeep Dragon Heist is like, I can't believe it. I've been attacked. I can't believe it. I can't wait for Pelham to come in. He's going to be like, no, I didn't see you playing with your dolls again, Greg. But this Kraken, just make sure you're clear, does not come with the Falling Star boat. It is it was a premium set, but again, I just want to make it show it here so you can kind of see the scale and recreate what's happening here. So very cool stuff. WizKids makes great things as they can. Hopefully you'll be able to get the booty that I was able to get in New York from here. I was using this mostly as a table, but this is the box that the Falling Star comes in, just like that. So there is some assembly required to put it all together, but that's how it works. Yes, again, that's available in stores right now, and I hope you guys are able to at least check it out in the store and see it in person, because it is pretty amazing. All right, that's not the only miniature I want to show off today. So this is very recently announced. These are the Icon of the Realms line for Dungeon of the Mad Mage. These are not out yet. They will be coming out in March, I believe March 21st. But I wanted to kind of pop open this blind box to see what we get inside here. So this is all Dungeon of the Mad Mage themed. These are some of the creatures you might be able to get, as well as Halaster Blackcloak himself. I'm going to show you the amazing premium set too after this. But let's see what we pull out of here. What are we going to get? I don't know. And that's totally not Bedhead. I don't know what you're talking about, Seath 1016. I'm not sleeping on the job. I'm drinking lots of coffee. Can't wait. I can't wait to see what's in here. What the... Ooh, look what I got. I got the amazing Beholder Zombie. What? Check that out. Oh, that looks so good. I love how shiny and gross it looks. I hope no one's listening to me when I say that. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, this is an old one. I remember this Archmage miniature. Very cool looking. He's got a powerful staff. This is a Bhur. I gotta go look at the pronunciation of this. Bheur hag. Dice Camera Action episode 131 is going to start in just about 7 minutes, so I got to get through all this, but I definitely want to show you the last one that comes from this figure, and this is I like this. It's kind of a tiefling warrior, a tiefling battle master. Very neat. I just like how it's like the nice circular shield, and then the tail and the horns there too. All right, so 4 awesome minis. I'm going to put them on the boat, because it seems like these would all be traveling together, right? That seems to make sense. Okay, and then the last thing I wanted to show you, I'm not going to take these out of the package because that'll take too long, but this is the premium set that you can get with this Icons of the Realms line, and it is Halaster's Lab. A lot of fun stuff. You can obviously use it if you're doing Halaster, but it also does great setting for any kind of wizard tower you might have. I really like these bookshelves here. This is like a teleportation circle, some books up here, a wardrobe or a armoire, as well as a oh god, this is just so cool. I love all of it. There's candles. There's a kind of familiar here, a bird cage. I don't know if anyone's trapped in there. There's a preserved corpse lying down, a preserved corpse grasping, a bookshelf with dragon skull. Yeah, just amazing stuff. Check out that whole list. So you can get this. You got to make sure you request it for your local game store today. These are not necessarily at every game store, so check them out if you can. But I dig it. It's really fucking cool. So the yeah, it won't take you to Narnia. That's true. So I wanted to, before we move on, go through the last schedule. Oh wait, no, there's one more thing I want to show you. Let's get to wait, how do I do that? All right, I want to show you this. Guess what this is, guys? I'm gonna just show it up real quick. Oh, it's down there. You can't really see it as big, but check that out. That artwork is fantabulous. What do you guys think of that? That is from the the cover for Darkened Wish, a new D&D comic series from IDW, written by B. Dave Walters, who you may know from Geek and Sundry, as well as from The Stream of Many Eyes. And the artwork is all by Tess Fowler, which is amazing to me. So, meaning the artwork is amazing. And this is going to be coming out soonish, is the word. Yeah, February 2019. So any moment now, this will be coming out, and you should check it because it is full of wonderful storytelling that I think is extremely, I don't know, kind of necessary now, I guess you could say. It's good stuff, but I want to make sure I give a shout out. We'll be giving more information when we actually get the physical copies here in the office, so take a look for that. And then as far as the streaming schedule goes, I want to make sure everybody knows we got 4 minutes, so I got to go a little bit fast. Daylight savings time in the U.S. is coming up very soon. So on March 10th, the streaming schedule will adjust an hour. So we'll be telling you as much as we can about all that, but just keep in mind some of your most favorite stuff on the Sunday or Monday after daylight savings time might be a little bit of a different time zone, depending on what territory you're in and whether they're following the daylight savings schedule that the U.S. has. So just as a heads up there, we know we have a lot of international folks who watch all this. But then today we got Dice Camera Action 131, of course. Tomorrow is Roll20 Presents Jace Balerion Must Die. Dragon Plus is tomorrow at 1 p.m. Again, download the newest content from Dragon Plus. That should be going live today, if not very soon. And I'm sure Bart Carroll will tell you all about that tomorrow during Dragon Plus. And then Todd Kenrick, Dungeon Master, will be taking over at 2 p.m. Pacific Time. We're hosting Heroes of the Veil from our friends at D&D Beyond. Check that out. As well, we'll be hosting Acquisitions Incorporated, the C-Team. And then the last episode of Inkwell Society is happening that night at 7 p.m. Pacific Time tomorrow. Thursday, we've got the D&D Beyond Dev Update. We're hosting that with Adam Bradford. Encounter Roleplay is at 10 a.m. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is at 1 p.m. on Thursday. And then Welch's Game Juice, that was one of the clips that we saw in the Rewind, will be there. And there's a new Juiced emote, which you should check out. And then we're hosting Critical Role on their own channel, twitch.tv/Critical Role, 7 p.m. Pacific Time on Thursday night. We'll be doing Dragon Talk from 12 noon to 3 p.m. Pacific Time on this here channel. The interview that we've got planned for that is Kate Welch. We'll be talking more about Ghost of Saltmarsh. She worked a lot on that product, so I can't wait to see all or hear all that she has to say about it and share that with you guys. Binwin plays Idle Champions from 3 to 4 on Friday, and then Tales from the Mists. They are going to be live this Friday, but they'll be off March 15th, just as a heads up. And cast member and illustrator Kayla Klein donated some of her limited edition shirt and stuff proceeds to Rain. So go check that out if you can. There are 2 special guests for the next arc of Tales from the Mists, which are Dr. Megan Connell and Celeste Conowich, 2 awesome folks who we've had on the Dragon Talk podcast a bunch. So I can't wait for you to check that out. And then Saturday, we got Trace Albus hosting at 4 p.m. Pacific Time. And then on Sunday, Rivals of Waterdeep, 10 a.m. Pacific Time, and hosting D4 at 4 p.m. Pacific Time. And then we'll be back to a Monday schedule after that. I can't wait. I'm going to be at GaryCon in Wisconsin the following weekend, so check out for that if you can. And then tell them what's going on with the Kraken. Release it! Release the Kraken! Thank you guys. It's always fun to have a D&D news. I'm glad to be back, and we'll see you guys very soon. Enjoy Dice Camera Action, episode 130 starting right about now. Thanks, everybody.